Hello. Welcome once again to another Blackpool Pleasure Beach update from the closed season. It's been a few weeks since I've done a proper full tour update because there hasn't been much activity happening on the park. Plus I haven't been feeling too well again. I've been coming down with a bit of a sore throat and a cough, so I've been kind of staying away from coming out and doing a lot of updates and getting myself even worse from being ill. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit better now anyway, so that's the main thing again. Probably just another case of man flu, as it always is for us men. But yeah, back out again at the Pleasure Beach. Going to do a full walk around this time to see what changes are happening. There is only about 2 weeks left until the season actually starts again at the park. So yeah, I'm hoping that a lot more changes have happened during the week. There's a lot more completed projects that have happened on the park. So yeah, let's go and have a look, see what has changed since the last full tour update here at the Pleasure Beach. Right, so I've made my way off the red railway bridge you can see in the centre of your screen. That's where I started the video just. You get some good shots from up there at the park, to be fair. But yeah, made my way down to Bond Street now. Head towards the back of the tunnel up on Watson Road. Probably go through the tunnel, down the front towards the main entrance, and then back down here towards the promenade once again. But yeah, there's probably not going to be a lot of changes around the back of the park, because obviously we only had really the wall that was being redeveloped just further down the roadway there. But obviously I'll see what else I can see along the way through the tunnel, and obviously at the main entrance. But yeah, as you can see though, very quiet, because obviously we are still on the closed season here at the Pleasure Beach and in Blackpool. Not much happening, but give it 2 weeks and this road will be packed full of cars again, and also the big blue car park will be probably packed full of cars also. So yeah, let's head down Bond Street and see what we can see. I'm not too sure if it has or not, but I'm pretty sure Avalanche's lift hill has had a bit of a repaint now. As you can see on the very top where the CCTV cameras are, bit of lift hill there is a lot whiter to the left hand section, which is all rusty and brown. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's had a bit of a repaint, but obviously I could be wrong on that, because I don't really tend to look at Avalanche when I'm in the park. I don't really know what it did at the end of last year, but looking from here though, compared to that left hand section, definitely has had a bit of a repaint, which is good to see. And obviously just in front of us here we have them brand new sections of wall that were put in the other month, and we finally have the gates put back in there for the delivery access for a big pizza kitchen, which is good to see. So yeah, the wall is complete, as I said, the other month, and we now have them gates back on just over there. Yeah, as I say with Avalanche there, I'm not too sure if it has had a repaint. If you know, comment below. But as I say, I don't really tend to watch Avalanche during the season because it's not one of my favourite rides in there, so I don't really pay much attention to it. Streak, nothing has happened at this end. I'm pretty sure though that the turnaround up there looks scaffolding free, so as we head up that way we'll see if it is actually scaffolding free and if the woodwork track replacement has completed or not. I've literally just moved a few centimetres from where I was stood. I don't know if you're able to see it because the lighting isn't the greatest today, but there is a train back in the station for Revolution. It's returned. It's obviously completed its maintenance schedule, its winter checks, and it has been put back on. I don't know how long ago that was put back on the track, but the train is in there. As I say, sorry if you can't really see it because of the lighting. The sun is literally just in the top left hand corner of the screen, so it's not really producing the best of lighting. But I can see the train back in there for Revolution, which is good to see. So I'm not too sure if it has been testing or not, but as I say, the train is back in there. In terms of testing though, I know Streak has been testing during the week. So if I can get some shots of that, which was put into the Pleasure Beach Experience Facebook chat, I'll insert them in right about now. But if not, then you just have to go check it out on the Facebook page, which Streak has been testing on a full train during the week. Right, now looking at the top of Streak's lift hill and obviously the first turn into the first drop. As I said, just the scaffolding has now gone. They've obviously completed all the restoration and the track replacements up there. Obviously I can't see from the ground how many bits of new track they have put up there, but I don't think they repainted it either, which is obviously a bit interesting because they are currently repainting Big Dipper for its 100th year. But yeah, Streak is completed. It's done its testing during the week, as I said before. It's good to see this classic wooden coaster still riding well today. Quick look at the Grand National. I'm not really going to be heading that way down Bond Street because there isn't really much point. There's not much changes down there. Obviously, if you've seen in the past episodes, they have been doing some track replacement on the far turn over there, Beaches Brook, the big high turn over there, and did have a red rubbish chute down there as well. That's all been removed, so I'm guessing much like Streak, that has now been completed for the winter. Again, I don't know if this one has been tested. I know Streak has, I know Big One has, but as a Revolution and National though, I don't know if they've been tested or not. I would imagine they have done, just that no one's been here whilst it has been in motion. But yeah, Streak's now done, Revolution's back on the track, and Grand National is done. So yeah, 2 wooden coasters done. Wait for that noisy police car to go past, bloody hell. That was a bit of a loud, wasn't it? But yeah, as I said, National's done, Streak's done, and Revolution is back on the track with Big One testing also. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, a lot more projects are being completed here at the park. Just excuse all the litter and rubbish underneath Streak's queue line, but just a quick look at the train sat in there. As I say, it has been testing during the week, and it is sat here this weekend waiting for more testing and more guests, which will be on park obviously 2 weeks today. Right, so a quick look into the Pleasure Beach Express train station. Obviously I mentioned in the last episode that all this scaffolding has been put up in the station, and lo and behold, they have started repainting the roof and probably restoring it back to its former classic self. But yeah, it's good to see. Obviously the following winter they replaced this wall all here, and now this winter they're replacing all the wooden station and repainting it, ready for another many years of thrills and fun here at the park. Right, so this is a bit interesting. I'm here in the tunnel, obviously underneath Pleasure Beach, looking up at the start of the Grand Prix track, and you can see they started chipping away at the sort of the concrete foundation, the base of the track. I don't know what you want to call it, but I managed to get some footage of a guy during the week on this scaffolding ledge here, drilling away it. So I'm not too sure what he's actually doing to it. Maybe he's strengthening it, ready for the season. But yeah, it's a bit interesting how this bit of concrete on this first turn of Grand Prix has been chipped away a bit. Right, so I'm now looking into the 100th-year-old Big Dipper. This is the station and all the queue line area, and just look at how much scaffolding there is everywhere, all on the first turn up. Right there, you can see the big for Big Dipper, the scaffolding all the way up there, down here in the station, there's scaffolding everywhere, because they are, which I'll show in the next clip, repainting it. I don't know how long they're going to be repainting it for. They're going to do the whole circuit or just the very start of it here. I'm unsure, but yeah, Big Dipper is getting a lot of work for its 100th year this year. As I said a few episodes ago as well, the big blue flame that normally sits way up there got took off, and I'm guessing that's getting some repainted work happening to it. But yeah, all this scaffolding everywhere for Big Dipper's 100th year. Right, so there we have Big Dipper's first drop, and as you can see, look at how white the supports are and how red the handrails are. They've been repainting all this for the past few weeks now, and as you can see all the scaffolding all over here as well. As I say, I'm not too sure if they're just going to be repainting the first drop or eventually they're going to be doing the whole circuit. I'm unsure, and I'm also unsure as to when this ride is going to be open, because they were given 2 weeks to go till the season. They haven't got the trains back, and obviously there's been no testing yet. So is it going to be ready for the summer? Because its birthday is in August, so I would imagine it's going to stay shut till about summer. But obviously that is just my speculation at the minute. So obviously it's a long ride. There's going to be a lot of work happening to it to get it back up to its early days of opening back in 1923. But yeah, it's good to see the Big Dipper finally getting some love for its 100th year here at the park. And as I say, all that scaffolding now, it's literally everywhere all over the big turnaround up here at Big Dipper. On the topic of scaffolding as well, I'm pretty surprised to see Big One's scaffolding still over there, considering it has been testing earlier this week. I would have thought scaffolding would have all come down by now, because that project is done and completed. Lots of just doing the final few checks on the evacuation platform on there, but I'm not sure, as I keep saying. The Big One's been testing, so scaffolding is still there. Infusion as well, it is here. Nothing's happened to that, not even a test run recently. The scaffolding has gone, but as I say, nothing has happened with Infusion. I've just made my way onto the promenade and I found tons of markings on the footpath here. I don't know if this is Pleasure Beach related or council related, but there's a ton of markings everywhere. Different colours, you've got whites, orange, yellows, and they go onto the other side of the footpath over there. Once I head back down the prom in a bit, I'll show you more of these markings, but as I say, they're literally everywhere in different colours, so not too sure if it's council related or Pleasure Beach related. Now looking into the main car park here at the Pleasure Beach, over towards the trains area. We've still got a Big One train sat over there, and we've still got a second train for Nick Streak over there. That train for Nick Streak will probably be off in the workshops all this year. Same with that train for Big One, because they do tend to do like a train rotation on the street, where they have like one train on for the year, the other one in maintenance, and they swap it each year. Same for Big One, obviously it has the 3 trains, so they have 2 on for the year, 1 off, and then they rotate it, so they'll take another 1 off, keep 2 on. They'll keep doing that every year. But yeah, trains are over there. It looks like as well they repainted all the parking lines in here. We've got new yellow lines, red lines, and a few white lines over there. It looks like they've actually painted the helipad, which I don't really get why. I don't really see any helicopters landing here anyway, which is a bit interesting. But yeah, trains over there and new car park lines on the ground. Here we are at the Pleasure Beach North car park. Right, just going to give you a quick look at the brand new ticket centre entrance for this year here at the park. Obviously they've been doing some work. Northern Neon have been completely replacing that whole wall and signage here. I think they've made the lettering just a bit bigger and a bit bolder than it used to be out here. Obviously this is going to be a new entrance through them doors there to get your tickets, because the old bit where you used to get your tickets is now a shop. No comment on that, but it is a shop. Hey ho, we move. Obviously the walls, these walls used to be full of tons of different bulbs. They've all been sort of covered up with this sort of silver looking effect. Obviously I'm quite surprised it didn't keep the ticket centre signs up there. They've replaced it with some sort of shiny material. But yeah, it's looking good here at the new ticket centre entrance. Just had a quick glance into the park entrance area. There's a little bit of groundwork happening there. I think they're actually replacing some of the bricks for the footpaths on the floor, but nothing major happening in there. The entrance could do a bit of repainting work. It's coming a bit brown, a bit rusty. It's not really a great first impression into the park, but they might do that with only 2 weeks to go. Don't think it'll take that long to repaint that. But yeah, as I say, a bit of groundwork happening there for the main entrance into the park. As I say, 2 weeks to go, and we'll all be back in there enjoying all the rides. As I mentioned before, there is tons of markings on the promenade, but I'm not too sure what they're for. It just seems interesting how there's a lot of markings outside all the buildings here at the Pleasure Beach. If any of you guys know what they are, as I said, comment below, but I'm not too sure what they are. I mean, they go all the way down to the Boulevard Hotel, but yeah, the different ones, there's whites, there's green, red, orange, there's everything. I'm not too sure what they're for. Some have like crosses with numbers on them. Not too sure. There's some that go into the park there. They're everywhere. I don't know. I think it's for the buildings possibly. I think I'm doing some work with the buildings here. I would have imagined so, but yeah, there's tons of them, starting from the tunnel all the way down to the boulevard, which, if it is for the buildings, it does seem right, because all of them here are derelict and haven't been used for ages. They've been repainted in these interesting sort of Balamori colours with random things like this on it. But yeah, tons of markings, as I say, all of the promenade here in Blackpool. But yeah, we're coming towards the end of this video now. Going to wrap it up at the Boulevard Hotel, which is just coming into view here now, the old Coasters restaurant, which is where these markings, as I say, come to an end. But I'll have to keep checking back on this. Maybe they're going to just be replacing the footpath, who knows, but it does seem very interesting how all these markings have appeared very recently, and especially the amount of them on the ground. But yeah, let's go wrap up this update. Right, so we're looking into the south end of the Pleasure Beach. I'm actually stood just at the south gates here at the Boulevard Hotel. There's quite a few cherry pickers here. I would imagine they're maybe for this archway on Big Dipper, because obviously this section hasn't been even touched with scaffolding or repainting at all. You can see Skyforce over there. I'm not too sure if that's been tested at all this season. Would imagine so, because the car, well I say the cars, the seats are on there. And I'll try and get another shot of Rev's train in the station over there, but it's not the best of lighting, I'm afraid. But yeah, not a lot happening in the south end of the park. I have just quickly noticed this on the big one. It's turning grey. Just a little bit of the older section here, because you have a new section there and new section starting at the top, which is a replace obviously in the last winter season. The older section in the centre, it's turning grey. I'm not too sure if this is like a base layer before they repaint it bright red again. But yeah, just noticed this whilst about to wrap up the end of this update. The big one is grey. As I said, I'm sure that's just the base colour before they repaint it ahead of this opening weekend, which is 2 weeks today. Here's a bit of a better view on Skyforce there. As I say, the seats are there. I'm just not sure if it's been testing or not. You actually get some good views while stood in the Boulevard area. Obviously you got the big one, Big Dipper, Infusion, Skyforce as I say, Icon as well, see bits of that everywhere. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bit of the longer side for a change in this update. I showed you a lot of things today. I showed you obviously the wall on the Bond Street is complete, everything. Big one's complete, street's complete, National's complete, Rev, the train's back on. So yeah, I showed you a lot of work happening today here at the park. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to. I'll see you all in the next video, which I'm not too sure when it'll be.